Hi guys, this is Srinivas Gattani here. Today is 2nd of March 2026. We are talking about Iran today. The fabulous Iran, the poetic Iran, the philosophical Iran, and the great Persian civilization, which all of us know. So there has not been an episode in history, in known human history, in which Iran has not, or the Iranian people have not made an impact on another great civilization and got assimilated along with another great civilization. We in India sit in the east of Iran, and we have seen them assimilating with us over the last 500 years. Iranians have done the same in Central Asia, they have done the same in parts of Europe, and in modern times, they have been doing this in North America, Europe, and other parts of the world. They are a very old ancient civilization, and a civilization which has assimilated to the top of the order of other civilizations almost everywhere on the globe. And so, what is going on with Iran, which have got it into a massive conflict in the last 48 hours? Take a listen to this post by President Donald Trump talking about Operation Epic Fury, which started on 28th of February.
To Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it.
So, President Trump talks about Iran being a country rich in oil and gas, and its primary source of income being exporting oil and gas. So, why does it want to enrich uranium to create nuclear energy for itself when it already is sitting on a huge amount of energy in terms of oil and gas? It can create power plants using oil and gas. So, why does it need nuclear energy? So, if Iran is enriching nuclear energy, there is just one reason to do it, and that is to build a nuclear bomb to meet some kind of a end times prophecy, prophetic war. It wants to prepare themselves as some kind of a Islamic regime, which they are. So when we say Iran, it is actually IRGC, which is Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corp, a company which has been running Iran for the last 47 years. And it is a deeply Islamic order, and it gives a bipolar mentality to the Iranian civilization. If you see if you see the entire history of the Iranian people, so in the last 47 years, this they have organized themselves as an as a theology. How do you say that? A hardliner Islamic order with a clear aim to meet the prophetic end times war, and they have enriched themselves by selling oil and passing some of these riches to a very limited section of the society, which is basically the members of IRGC, which is like 130 odd thousand people in Iran. Out of the 92 million population size, It's a very small number, and the rest of the population have not been have actually been pushed in some kind of a dark ages where they have not met with any benefits of the technological advances which Iran has keeping up with the rest of the world. So, what are these technological advances? Basically, the Iranian military has got thousands and thousands of hypersonic missiles. They are builders of drone technology, which they sell to rest of the many and many countries. And the drone technology is pretty cutting edge. Then they have been enriching uranium, which we talked about, most probably for creating some kind of a nuclear bomb. And but these technological advances were limited to prop up the military, and as at large the population of Iran has not met with any benefits, have not prospered. When you compare Iran with the rest of the Middle Eastern countries, you see prosperity in other Middle Eastern countries, be it Saudi Arabia, be it UAE, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, or others. The prosperity has reached to the very last citizen of these countries, and all of them are actually grounded Islamically as well. So they share the same culture, but they have adopted science and technology, and then they are progressing and they are keeping up with the world, and they are united with the rest of the world. Iran said a no to getting united with the world and started propping up its military from some kind of an end times prophecy, and denied its population from the benefits and prosperity. And anybody who was worth the salt, being an Iranian, had to go outside to make it in his professional life, or having a good family, prosperous family. They have to look outwards. So the problem with this attitude created a huge amount of poverty in the last 2 to 3 decades within Iran. And as a result of the poverty, there have been various multiple uprisings in the last 2 decades, which were quelled mercilessly, and people were killed and shot ruthlessly over a period of time. But every now and then, the revolutions grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And just the last December, that was December 2025, they saw a revolution of the size which Iran has never seen before, and it spread to almost all 31 provinces of Iran. And people took to the streets and started protesting to overthrow the regime and change, and they wanted to get accepted from the olden religions from Iran and so on. So the IRGC came out in numbers, and they quelled this uprising again. They shot near about 30,000 odd people in the process from since start of December till now. That's a huge number. And in the process, in this particular process, the start of January, the Iranian rial dropped in exchange to the dollar. The exchange rate dropped from for $1 to 1 million Iranian rial in January, and right now, as I'm making this video, it is $1 to 1.3 million Iranian rial. So this means that the people who are holding Iranian rial bank accounts in Iran became poor in multiple folds since January onwards. And these people are financially trapped inside a country who is facing a hell lot of sanctions from foreign powers, and on top have is now facing a financial collapse, or is in a financial collapse, and is facing some kind of a pressure cooker situation where there is an uprising from inside. There's a financial collapse which they have to worry about, but the same time regime is holding a huge amount of military cash of weapons, which are truly modernized in all sense as well. So it becomes a it becomes a problem for the entire region. And US, who has got military bases in almost all the rest of the Middle Eastern countries, and over the period of last 20 years, this region, these countries have become vital to the world economy, and they have grown. Their economies have grown and become the key to the world economy as such. If this region gets destabilized, the world economy jitters actually, and that's what exactly is happening in the last 48 hours. And Iran knows this, and it's using it some kind of in kind of a blackmail. So it's kind of we know that these are the last few days of the IRGC regime, but on if you see the larger history, kings comes and go, and nations stand up and fall, and IRGC's regime is no exception to that. The Iranian civilization will still thrive. There are ways it will come way stronger up, and the IRGC do not really represent the current emotions of the people in Iran. It is clear from the protests which started in December. See, when the strikes begin yesterday on 28th, and the supreme leader was taken out, the Iranian IRGC started retaliating with missile attacks, not only to military bases in all the Middle Eastern countries, and the U.S. military presence. It started bombarding the civilian spaces as well in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, in Israel, and even in Oman, which was negotiating the peace talks with them. So you see, this is a post from yesterday, early hours in Indian hours, and President Trump clearly said Khamenei is dead. They shot him down, and this was later confirmed by the Iranian state media in yesterday morning. Here, the president clearly stated that we are hearing that many of the IRGC military and other security and police forces no longer want to fight and are looking for immunity from us, as I said last night. Now they can have immunity. Later, they will only get death. Hopefully, the IRGC and police will peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots and work together as a unit, bringing back the country to the greatness it deserves. So he clearly made a loud claim that okay, we have taken out the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, and he is inviting the people of IRGC who do not really want to get into a fight and come join the Iranian patriots. So there is an order which is coming up, which wants to democratically take Iran into a structured change over from here on. President Trump has clearly said that they do not want to have any American occupation or American colonization on Iranian country, and they want to pass it on into the hands of people who wants to set up the next government in Iran. So that's an interesting thing. On 1st of March, that is yesterday night Indian time, Prime Minister of Israel, that is Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, also mentioned that we have eliminated the tyrant Khamenei and dozens of senior figures of the oppressive regime. Our forces are now striking in the heart of Tehran, and with increasing intensity, set to escalate further in the coming days. So nobody wants to really back down, which is an interesting bit for me. I think people, as I am making this video, I hear the bombs are raining almost everywhere in Middle East, which is really frightening to know. When the supreme leader was taken out, there were mixed reactions. You can see some of the people were celebrating in the streets when this was his death was announced, and then a lot of people were mourning as well his death. Not only in Iran, but countries where they have where the previous Iranians have moved over the last 6 centuries. People in Pakistan, people in India. Okay, so now we have Prince Reza Pahlavi of Iran, who is actually the son of the previous Shah of Iran, who was the Shah before this Islamic regime came into the power. And Prince Reza Pahlavi is here, and he says this is our chance after Khamenei's death. So, since this December uprising started, the people's uprising in Iran started, Reza Pahlavi has become a public figure who has who lives in America and who has come out and clearly stated that he would like to lead the people of Iran into a democratic setup or the next setup, which will be in aligned with the rest of the Middle Eastern countries, and he wants to lead Iran into uniting them with the rest of the world, and not in does not want Iran to live in the dark ages. So this is a good thing which has is appearing. This is a news which just came today morning. Here, the Prime Minister of Britain, Mr. Keir Starmer, states the situation in Middle East is pretty bad. UK now is allowing US to use its base to hit Iran missile launching pads. So people are coming. The European countries see the writing on the wall, and then they see that okay, this one country should be assimilated into the rest of the Middle Eastern. Or should not be a problem to rest of the Middle Eastern peace in total. So there have been the current people who are running IRGC, which is kind of a decentralized order as of now. They are firing missiles to everything which can create an havoc. So everybody knows Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, and then if they start sending missiles to oil tankers, it will impact the world trade, and the pain will spread not only to the Middle Eastern region but to the rest of the countries which trade with the Middle East or use the Middle East as a trade route, and they have started doing that. There's another message from President Trump, which has come this morning on Operation Epic Fury.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval. These actions are right, and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America" or "Death to Israel," or both. They are the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. We are the world's greatest and most powerful nation, so we can do something about what they do. These intolerable threats will not continue any longer. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country.
So President Trump has doubled down on his Operation Fury, which he started on 28th of February, just 2 days ago, 3 days ago now. And he's clearly making it loud and clear that anybody in the IRGC who wants to lay down this weapon and join the new Patriot Order of Iran, the people who are rebuilding, supposed to rebuild Iran, they should do it now, and they will get complete amnesty, and else they will be facing certain death. So these are interesting words, interesting choice of words, but these are very clear, loud and clear, that you should give to President Donald Trump, that he doesn't mince words. So he's making it very clear. So as I'm making this video, actually, you see the Natanz nuclear facility hit again, says Iran, IAEA, risk of radiation leak. So these things, we know how it goes. The world has not seen many radiation leaks, but whenever it has happened, it has impacted a huge amount of people and spreads to an area which becomes uninhabitable for say about at least 3 decades. So I would, in my personal capacity, I Srinivas Gattani would like to call upon uh, peace heads, all the state heads who are involved in this conflict. I have never in my life seen a conflict which spreads across 10, 15 countries or more within 48 hours or within 72 hours. And the rate at which this is happening is unprecedented. uh, it has a full potential of reaching Europe and Asia in no time. And nobody wants to see this. People are really terrified. And the only ones who can really put a plug into this are the people who are in the power. And I would like to call upon President Trump, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I would like to call upon the people who are running IRGC at the moment. I'd like to call upon the heads of Saudi Arabia, UAE, and anybody else who'd like to join in to come together to a peace talk table and put a ceasefire onto it. America has started this administration with a slogan saying peace through strength. And yes, they can bring about peace using their strength. And this is a change which the Iranian regime change is something which would have happened anyways, if not now, 5 years down the line or later, because we had a country which has financially failed. People are revolting every now and then, and but they still had a huge stockpile of military cash, and there is a body of governance run by IRGC which is actually earning in dollars and not really using their own currency. So it creates a divide between them and the people of Iran, and the people of Iran have been put into a pressure cooker situation. So this situation, if it wouldn't have happened now, it would have happened later. And instead of this regime becoming a huge problem and possibly a nuclear threat to to nearby countries like the Saudi Arab, Israel, UAE, Oman, Qatar, and others, or even Europe and India, this is a welcome preemptive strike. And but the way it is escalating, there should be a channel open for peace. And if this can be controlled, this is the best which people are looking for. Thank you so much.